Shit. Anyways, welcome to the Crocs and Hot Pocket Show. Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday. Hope you're having a wonderful weekend. It's not quite over yet. We got just a little bit more fun for you. Today is Sunday, June 19th, 2016. This is episode number 2. Crocs and Hot Pockets is a show where we talk about life, talk about gaming, streaming, and everything else in between for, of course, your viewing pleasure. And tonight, I am joined by a very, very good group of friends. And we're going to be taking the time to go around the room, give everyone a chance to introduce themselves. And so, as usual, Mr. Salty Sam, we will start with you. Who are you, and where can we find you online?
My name is Salty Sam. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at the Salty Sam, and on the forums, Discords, GSN, all that stuff.
Awesome. Okay, Mr. Speed Demon.
Hi, my name's Speed Demon. I don't really stream or anything, so you can usually find me in the Discord and on the forums.
Alrighty, Mr. 42.
Mr. 42. You can find me on the GSN forums, on Twitter at Mr. 42TV, and pretty much that is it.
Sweet. And BBR.
Hi, everybody. You can follow me on The Bad Bad Robot on Twitch and Twitter. I stream 3 times a week, sometimes 2 times a week. And yes.
Are you drinking water for the second show in the row?
Shut up. This is a grande. This was iced coffee, and I just downed it as fast as possible.
You too salty?
I figure, dude, you know how much beer I drank this weekend.
Yeah.
I literally can't drink anymore. I cannot.
That's a
drink
lie.
anymore.
You don't want to drink anymore.
I just got back from a barbecue, and I purposely did not drink any alcohol so that I could come home and drink, because I was like, I can't drink at both. But anyways, we're going to get into the show, guys. Just a couple pre-show notes. There are actually 2 different ways that you guys, the audience, are going to be able to interact with the show. So for one, if you like us, or if you'd like to ask us a question at any point in the show, just type the word !question, followed by your question in chat, and the Knackerbot will grab that question and throw it in a spreadsheet that we can read at the end of the show. In addition to that, and if you want to submit it quietly with a whisper, if you whisper the Knackerbot !question, you can do that if you want the question to be a secret. And in addition to that, at the end of the show, we are actually going to be asking the audience a question, and you guys will all have an opportunity to answer that question. We'll read them out loud at the end of the show, so if you guys want to get involved, that is going to be the way to do it. Speed Demon, I heard you were talking about flights earlier. You come to see me?
I'm going to try to.
You'll try to? All right.
Yeah.
Good. That's all I ask for.
Just a big old bro hug.
Also, I feel like I should have a matching blue hat for my shirt as well. I kind of feel.
I was going to say, one of us is going to have to change.
Yeah.
Well, it's not me.
I don't have any shirts nearby. I could just turn this inside out, and then I'd have this awesome floral pattern. But...
Just take it off. You don't have to wear a shirt.
No! My nipples! So let's get on to the first and most important question of the day. By the way, I'm 90% sure that the schedule and guest commands that you see at the very center of your screen do not work, because I did not set them up yet.
God damn it, Knackers.
It has been a crazy fucking weekend, okay? There was a gangbang going all weekend, and I was busy. Maybe while you guys are going to town, I'll fix those real quick. The question and answer command, however, those will work. But first important question of the day: what are you guys drinking? And we'll go down the normal order. So Salty Sam, starting with you.
Water. Second week in a row.
Boo!
I was outside grilling and drinking all afternoon, so...
Oh, you're toast.
Gotta stay hydrated.
Well, I would have just been getting up to piss every 10 minutes if I didn't drink water.
Yeah.
Good stuff. All right, Mr. Speed Demon.
Sweet tea again.
Mm.
My big Yeti.
We can't see it, though. What is a Yeti?
It is a... they sell coolers and whatnot, and this right here, I can put ice in it and leave it in my car, and let's say it gets around 108 here, and there will still be ice 5 to 6 hours later inside the cup.
Wow. Does it come in camouflage? I can't find my cooler.
Every time. We just had a guest at my house over the weekend that I'll talk about a little bit later in the show. But we went out he's from the South, and we went out to eat this morning. And she goes, "What can I get you to drink?" And he goes, "Sweet tea." And she was like, "What?" No idea. Which reminds me of, there was another time we had somebody from the South that came in, and he said the same thing. He's like, "Can I get a sweet tea?" And the waitress was like, "A what?" "Sweet tea, sweet tea." She goes, "I don't think we have that." And then of course people from the South also say, "Can I just get a Coke?" instead of saying, a pop or a soda. And he goes, "Okay, I'll just have a Coke then." And she's like, "We don't have Coke products." He's like, "No, just bring him a Coke." And she just did not understand. That was fun.
No.
It's like that with a lot of things. Like, do you know what grits are, Knackers?
Crackers?
No, grits.
Oh, grits.
Like,
yes.
It's like oatmeal kind of, but it's more like, I honestly don't know what it is, but it's good.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if it's good, but I know what it is.
it's good.
It looks like throw up, but when I eat it, it tastes good. No, sweet tea is amazing, and I didn't get it until I went down to the South, and then like instead of water, everybody gets sweet tea. Like everybody runs on sweet tea down there. And then once it came back up, I would always look for it, and they just don't have it in Michigan. I think it's something we need to adopt.
Yeah, Arizona
Maybe
has
Trump will make it happen.
Has like a comparable sweet tea, but it's nothing even close.
Yeah.
Mr. 42.
This is what I was drinking out camping. Kronenberg. I don't know if you've ever seen it before. It's a French beer, apparently.
Looks a little fancy for you.
Yeah. I took it out camping, so I don't know how fancy it actually is. But it's citrusy, and it even says it's a flavored wheat beer.
Ooh, yeah.
So it's like
Flavored.
Do you put your pinky up when you drink it?
I can.
Yeah. Oh.
God, you're a classy son of a bitch.
Yeah, that's classy, man.
You can even see that it's French. Where is it? They
Is it
even
a blue
have
bottle?
it says it's hard to see because I can't get this thing to focus. See how it
there you
says 5,0 instead of 5.0?
Yeah.
Apparently that's a French thing. I don't know.
Yep.
That's a European thing in general.
Is it? Oh.
I forgot to say this, but the only time that I had grits that I liked it is I went to a restaurant that had deep fried grit fries. So they were grits that were in the form of French fries, and they were just fried. It was actually really good.
What?
I enjoyed it.
You could deep fry shit and it'll taste good.
I'm down to try it.
Sticks of butter all day.
Ooh.
Yeah. Fried up, baby.
BBR, you kind of already gave us a little peep show of what you're drinking.
Yeah. I mean, on the way home, because I was on a boat all day and I was feeling kind of zapped from the 90-degree weather. So I hit up Starbucks and just got a nice coffee, and I drank it really fast. Like, you don't understand how fast it went. Like, I was like, who's been drinking my coffee? I just got home. So I just filled it up with water to keep me, because I didn't drink any water on the boat, so I'm rehydrating.
Oh, you went on a boat?
But I went out on a lake today on my wife's father's boat.
Okay.
So we were out there since like 3, and it was hot. But I did my fair share of drinking all weekend. I had probably 14 different types of beers, all ranging from like Belgians, lagers, porters, and stouts, and sours, and it was just like everything. And my stomach was not happy with me at all. It was like at all times it was like I was like I don't want to die. But I got to try a lot of good beer, and our friend who came to visit, we'll talk about later, brought 4 different craft Texas beers, and it was like two stouts, a sour, and something else. I don't think I got to try the last one, but it's super good.
They were both double barrel bourbon stouts, and they were, holy hell, they were strong.
Oh man, kick you in the nuts. And
yep. So I am drinking. This is actually the one beer that we did not get to.
He left it.
Yeah, he left it. I
Ah.
think he forgot about it. I strategically did not remind him.
Yeah, don't tell him.
This is from Artisan Brewery, and this is Berries Porridge. It's a sour ale handcrafted with oats, raspberries, cinnamon, and brown sugar. And it's really fucking good. It's a very mild sour. But
Save me some, man.
God damn, I've been on a sour kick lately. I am thoroughly enjoying sour beers. But that is it for... Wait a minute. I feel like we skipped a part for a second. I just realized I forgot to introduce myself. You guys know who I am. You know where I'm at on Twitter. We'll move past that. So, as far as non-gaming stuff in the past 2 weeks, what have you guys been up to? Salty Sam, we can start with you.
I've been off this entire week. The week before, I didn't really do much, just working and all that. And then I took off this week because I had a bunch of stuff around the house to do. So like I got a huge dump truck load of gravel delivered so I could redo my driveway. I moved my office around so that I don't have to throw my green screen up every time I'm on anything ever.
Looks cool.
Yeah.
And all this was like hanging over my computer prior to, and then I was actually facing into the corner of the room. And now I've moved everything over to the other side of my desk so that it's more square. And when I put my green screen up to like stream and stuff, it's just right behind me. And I can leave it up for a while instead of like tripping and dying every time I try to stream.
Did you have to like walk around it anytime that you got up?
It was beyond that. Like like sometimes when you guys walk away to go do stuff, you leave your camera up. I can't because like I have to take it and move it out of the fucking way, like mute my mic so I'm not like crashing shit everywhere.
Oh,
And then today I celebrated my first Father's Day as a father. That was pretty cool.
Very nice.
That's awesome.
Got a pretty sweet card.
Oh.
Oh my god.
The field.
His foot's so tiny.
And then we grilled out with my lady's dad and brother this afternoon and had a couple beers and sat outside and chilled.
Awesome. Sounds like a perfect Father's Day.
That's pretty awesome.
Who is the creep over your left shoulder?
Yeah.
This is my. You guys don't remember this from GSN Weekly?
No, I definitely
this
do.
is the mug, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a mug.
Oh.
it's the Lobster Man.
It is the freakiest mug I've ever seen. I think that's creepier than Bozo. Probably
Yeah,
because I
'cause
don't
he's
like
like-
fish. I don't like seafood.
He looks harmless, but he will
I
fuck
got
you
this-
up.
Like for those of you who haven't watched the old GSN Weeklies, I got this in a gift exchange for Christmas.
Who gave it to
my
me?
my family does this thing instead of creating like a big commotion and people are freaking out because somebody spent too much money. We all buy really dumbass shit and
I
put
like
it in
it.
a gift exchange, and then like everybody draws numbers. Everything's wrapped. Everybody draws numbers, and that's the order. You can either steal a gift from somebody else that's already opened one, or you pick one out of the pile. This was the one I picked out of the pile, and obviously nobody stole it from me.
Dirty ten.
I wonder why.
I looked this thing up online. It's worth like $90.
What?
Wow.
Wow.
Well,
Yeah.
sell it.
It's made in some in like some English pottery place that's supposed to be. I don't know. I don't care.
But
mean,
how do you
it's-
drink out of it? It looks awkward.
Drink from the hat,
I
robot.
think it's actually like a pitcher.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
But
that makes more sense.
you
It
put-
looks like a
Put your mouth over his nostrils and then you tip.
spill it on my face.
You just let
Can't
them
sell it
spit
now.
into your mouth.
It's
Yeah.
iconic, just like Bozo is to Knackers.
Yeah.
Salty
Yeah.
Sam. Is sea
Not-
captain up behind you?
It makes sense. That's pretty much why I kept it.
Awesome. Mr. 42.
I went out camping this past weekend with a bunch of friends, and we pretty much just left the city and went outside of cell service. And it was one of my friend's birthdays, so we pretty much just were out there drinking our faces off and almost starting fires and all that fun stuff. Other than that, I haven't really been doing. I've been doing a lot of homework recently, actually, because there's the way that my job works. You have to get like different level certifications. So right now I have a level 2, and I'm trying to work to get my level 3, and that will get me like a $3 pay raise, or I think more. I can't remember now. So, and then also if I get that next level, then I can, broaden the areas that I could go and work in the future. So I've been kind of working towards that, just because ever since I moved out, I've been realizing how much stuff costs nowadays. So I'm like, you know what, I want to raise.
Yep.
Well, you got a massive plan.
Yeah, so that's pretty much what I've been doing.
Are you able to do that homework on the job and like get paid for learning more, or do you have to do that at home?
Most of it I think I have to do at home. There's probably, if there was like a really slow day, they'd probably let me do it at work, but it's mostly like books that they send you and DVDs that I have to watch. So there's not really anywhere for me to watch it at work without sitting in the office all day, and they don't really like us doing that. So but that would be nice.
Who would
That's
like
very
pay you to do
similar
nothing?
That's very similar to the way my work is, as far as like leveling up, and that's how you get your raises and stupid videos and all that crap.
Gotta pay for that maple syrup, yo.
Aren't those the videos that like M2 was doing for his work? All the training videos and stuff?
Yeah.
Hi!
The videos?
My name's Jim.
The videos that I have to watch?
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say that the videos that I have to watch, I'll see if I can get a clip of it and post it somewhere for you guys to watch. It's so funny. The guy, it's so unprofessional. The guy has like, he's got like his little setup that he's like showing us like little pieces of like water valves and whatnot. And then he like asked the cameraman to zoom in on the piece that he's trying to explain. And at one point he was just like, "Can we get a zoom in on this, please?" And he's like, "Can we get a zoom in on this, please?" And it's like takes forever. And he's just standing there like waiting for them to zoom in. It's so unprofessionally funny.
Oh my god. No, it looks like nobody looked over those clips before they published them.
No.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, very cool. Mr. Speed, who's next?
You guys should know this. You guys should.
Sorry, we've only done this once.
Should be a robot next.
Oh wait, no. You know what? We skipped Speed. It should have been Salty and then Speed, but nah, I fucked up. I'll take the hit for that one.
I haven't really been up to much. I've been working most of this week because some guy at work's foot was hurting, so I had to fill in 3 double shifts because some guy's foot was hurting. So I probably haven't played a game in like a week. So
are you itching? Got that crack itch? Gotta get my fix.
Guess not.
No.
Get some of that crack for your dog.
what's some crack, Bella? What's some crack?
Good stuff. All right, Mr. Bad Robot.
Yeah, this week was kind of crazy for work. Ended up streaming. Oh, well, this is non-gaming stuff. Friday, I picked up Middle-Aged Stream, who's a regular in our chat, in our Twitch chat. He's around in GSN. He was like, "Hey guys, so I want to come to one of those couch streams." We're like, "Okay," and he's like, "I bought a ticket. I'm coming out." So Friday, picked him up. I took him downtown. We got some bunch of good food, bunch of beer. Went out to Knackers, drank more beer, got a parking ticket. Still don't know how that happened. And then we just had the barbecue over Knackers' house on Saturday, which is awesome. A lot of cool people we met. We played some games, ate some good food. Got to see Avid. Got to see Care Bear or Carrie.
The cupcakes.
Saw New Metal. The cupcakes were so good. So she made these cupcakes. The last time she came, they're Oreo cupcakes. So like chocolate, the moistest cupcake you can imagine. And then like a cookies and cream frosting. And then she had baked an actual Oreo in the middle of the cupcake.
Oh my God.
What?
And this time she did it with Reese's peanut butter cups. So it was a Reese's peanut butter cup frosting, and then at the bottom of the cupcake there's a Reese's peanut butter cup, a whole cup, It was amazing. It was so good.
Does she like do this for a living?
No, she's just I don't know. She's the I've never had such good cupcakes. Like I don't care for cupcakes. Now I do. But I will only eat hers. That sounds weird. I will only eat her. Never mind. Okay. So Saturday was awesome. Then Sunday, so I woke up this morning at like 12 because I got home at like 3 last night. Slept until like 11, woke up. Wife said, be ready to go we're going on the boat. So we went out and we hung out, drank beer and ate watermelon on a boat. I floated on a raft in the middle of the lake. And then rushed home for the show. Got me. Oh, I got Jimmy John.
Ooh,
I totally forgot.
How did you forget?
Dude, I've been rushing. It's been one of those days where
I understand.
everything's stopping me from doing what I want. So yeah.
Now you're pumped, hey?
Yeah, man. I got me a cookie.
Those people know you on a first name basis, don't they? You're eating
Actually,
that so much.
they actually know me as the Twitch guy because I always come in wearing my Twitch hoodie, but not since like it's been hot. So that always starts a conversation. They're like, oh yeah, we play Smash Brothers. I'm like, fucking console.
Please.
No, I respect people who play like Super Smash and like fighting games competitively. Like that's awesome. I wish I could do that. I just don't have the patience. That's right. We saw Skrillex at the barbecue too.
Yep.
Oh God.
Oh sweet.
We have a friend that looks exactly like Sonny Moore, aka Skrillex. He's the same height, same haircut, same framed glasses, and same like mannerisms and everything. It's insane. He's actually
Does
in
he
chat
do this
right
on
now.
purpose?
No, it's been his look. Skrillex copied off of him. He's actually he was in chat earlier. He was his name is New Metal, but he's been hanging out at game nights recently, and he's also a fellow streamer. So real good stuff. Anything else, BBR?
That's it. I mean, it's been a non-stop weekend. This is the first time I've really been able to sit at my computer for longer than like an hour.
Mm-hmm.
So, and now I'm here. That's it.
And now you're here. Well, it's been also a crazy couple weeks. This past weekend, like Robot said, having the Middle Age stream in town. He actually stayed at my house, and we did. How it's gonna taunt you at the same time.
What is that?
Is that a wrist threat?
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
It was so floppy.
What are you squeezing underneath your desk? Oh, is that a wrist?
Yeah, it's a beanbag wrist guard.
keyboard? It looks like
Big
one
black
of those
dildo.
huge gummy worms.
Remember those gel cylinders that you could like put? This is an odd gesture to be doing. Those giant gel things that you could put your hand through. It was like a giant. Somebody knows.
I
the
know
name
what
of
you're
it.
talking about.
Wristband or
I know.
something. Yeah.
But it had like
Because
floaties inside, like kind of floating around and sparkles.
It was a baby toy.
Yeah.
Why does this feel so funny? But yeah, some cool stuff. I went on the Detroit slow roll last Monday, which is basically just thousands of people in Detroit riding their bikes through the city. It was super fun. I showed a video on my stream last Tuesday because my girlfriend totally bit the pavement like 10 minutes into the ride. And she like just got out of my field of view as she fell, but you hear her go, "Ah!" And then the camera pans and she's just on the ground.
Oh no.
But
Felt bad for him.
I know she actually got a pretty good battle scar on her elbow. I was proud of her, but she got back up and she rode for like another hour and a half. So good on her. So yeah, I worked on that bike project. I put some LEDs on a bicycle that I had, and then of course the Middle Age stream came in on Friday. It's been nonstop. Me, Robot, and Middle Age stream went out on Friday. Immediately woke up Saturday, got breakfast, started getting ready for the barbecue, and then it was couch game night starting at 7 o'clock, and we played I'm not supposed to talk about gaming. And then today, same thing. We went out to a restaurant in the morning to get brunch, I should say, and more drinking. And now we are here. There was a Father's Day barbecue that we went to for my girlfriends. Went to her grandparents and had some delicious grilled food. There's nothing better than food that comes off the grill. I swear to God.
It was really good for your first time, like grilling like that in mass quantities. That was good.
I did it. It's really hard to mess up wieners because you can eat them raw. Like you literally just have to like kind of push them around on the grill. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm always nervous about grilling because I always feel like the temperature is always so different because the coals are always either already cooked a bunch or not cooked enough. So it's always stressful, but I think I'm getting it.
Have you ever grilled bacon wrapped mushrooms?
No.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
That does sound really good.
You
I
should
mean,
look that up and try it. I can eat like 40 of them if I'm given that much.
now, is it like a portobello mushroom? What kind of mushroom?
I'm not sure because I don't cook them.
Make my
I've
dog
never had
cook
to
them.
cook. But yeah, they're pretty good. You just need to look up the recipe and cook some.
Okay.
A lot of times they're just like button mushrooms, the real small white ones.
Oh, okay. But non-gaming wise, that has pretty much been it. It's crazy that it has been 2 weeks since we've talked about this. It feels like so much time it feels like no time has flown by. But crazy. All right, moving on to talking about video games. What games have you guys been playing recently, if any new ones? Salty, do we just need to skip you?
Yeah, I mean, insert broken record sound here. We reset the GSN Gaming Arc server to a new map, so I really haven't been playing very much this past week because I've been busting my ass around my house, but we've been playing a decent amount. So that's
Is it like super different from Valhalla? Is it?
yeah.
Okay.
The one we talked about in the last show, the center map, the one that they became an official DLC. It used to be a mod. Now, Wildcard actually picked up the devs and made it an
super cool.
official DLC that's free to download for anybody who has Arc. And then, but it's a lot smaller than our old map, but it's a hell of a lot more polished of a map. So there's not as many weird glitches and dinosaurs disappearing and shit. But that's it.
good.
Same
Sweet.
shit, different day.
Well, that's the new map is exciting. It seems like most people are enjoying it.
Yeah, I mean, we've probably got close to 15 people, 20 people that have been playing regularly since we reset it.
Yeah,
It's the type of game where if you put 100
hours.
hours into a map, you really can't do anything else. You're just killing shit aimlessly at that point.
Making explosive dodo birds.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Speed Demon.
I haven't been playing any new games. I played Overwatch maybe a few days ago, but one of the newer games I would have to say would be Prison Architect. I bought that it was impulse. I saw it. I said, give it a try. So I bought it, built the prison, and I put people on death row.
That demon smile afterwards.
You truly are from the South.
Oh my god.
Express lane, motherfucker.
Yeah. So I know you've been talking about having trouble getting into a new game lately. Is that the new game that you're getting into?
It's just something I would do when I don't have like a lot of time to play a bunch of rounds of Overwatch or get into a longer match. I can get on there, do a few things, and leave. It's not really a game I've gotten into. It's just something just to play every now and then.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I get that. It's single player too, right?
Yes, it is single player, but I wouldn't say it's kind of multiplayer, but people can make prisons, and you could do this escape mode where you got to escape out of people's prisons, so that's pretty fun.
Wait, so you're trying? Wait, okay, I got confused. Move along.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll
No,
explain a
go
little
ahead.
better.
No, go ahead and explain it.
You are a warden of a prison, so you build it, and you have different things. You got to do set up a schedule for your inmates, have them where their lunchtime, their yard, their free time and all that stuff. And there's a lot more into it than I can explain in 10 minutes. But there's a mode you can play where you can go on Steam and look at prisons and download them and do an escape mode where you're an inmate in their prison and you're trying to get out.
Okay.
So yeah.
Interesting. I've heard a
Yeah,
lot
that's
of
pretty
people in GSN talk about it, but I don't think I've ever seen any gameplay, and I've obviously never played it then.
It's like a top-down kind of like 8-bit, like pixel art type game, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's it's hard to basically say what kind of game it'd be similar to, but Robot pretty much explained it.
Okay.
It's just top down.
It's
You-
like
you-
Sim City from 1993,
Yes.
but it's top down.
It's pretty simple.
Sim City 2000. Yeah.
Good stuff. All right, Mr. 42.
For gaming, I haven't really played too much. This week I'm actually on call with work, so I'm gonna have so much time to play. But yeah, like lately I haven't been playing anything, but I just got this new puppy.
Yeah.
Oh, you got the Founders Edition.
I did.
Oh, okay, how many gig? Does that have 8 gigs of DDR5 RAM?
Yeah, DDR5X.
X RAM. Oh, Zoltan.
You guys are nerds.
Oh, yes.
Hey.
Sultan.
Zoltan. No, that's
First
awesome.
DVD. Fun fact. First DVD I ever owned. Dude, where's my car?
Really?
No shit.
I didn't peg you for a dude, where's my car kind of guy.
I'm
So,
not-
42, you gotta tell us about your troubles with the 1082.
Yeah. Okay. So just so anybody knows, or if anybody ever buys this card, or I think it just has to do with any NVIDIA drivers. If you ever have problems with it telling, like if you download the driver from either GeForce Experience or the NVIDIA website, and it tells you that this driver is not compatible with your version of Windows, it means that you haven't updated your Windows. You haven't done your Windows updates in a while, because that was what I was having troubles with. So I kept trying. I put the new card in, and I was trying to hop on to play Move or Die. I guess I played that. I played Move or Die with Knackers on his stream last Tuesday there. But I tried to hop on and play, and I threw the card in, booted up the computer and everything. And I did what Knackers had said and like wiped off all the previous drivers to make sure it worked properly. And then I tried to download the new driver, and it wouldn't let me install it. And I'm like, how can I use my card then? So
Had to redo everything.
yeah, and then it was coming time to do his stream, so I was like, screw it. So I just whipped the 1080 out, slapped the 780 Ti back end, and it just worked immediately. So I was like, okay, something's wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm going to be gaming a lot now that I've got this thing in there. I got a whole bunch of games I want to get playing that I didn't really have a good opportunity to play with the 780.
You and Murph both got that card, and I want like full detailed reviews, like heat, power, and just
Now-
all the main things. Like, oh, I got 300 FPS in Overwatch.
And that's one thing that I got to look into, because with my 780 and this card as well already, I've had multiple games that I've gone into, and it says that my GPU is maxing out the load, the percentage. And I don't know if I'm not sure if that's a PCIe slot problem, but
It's probably a
giving me-
driver issue. My
yeah.
shit used to do the same crap when I had dual GPUs.
And it's not like it's all the time. It's just when I'm like in the game, it says that. Like if I'm just in the menu of the game, it's fine. But usually, like it's only some games too. That's why I'm kind of curious if it's a card problem, or I don't think it's a card problem, because I've had it with both cards already.
Oh, that's kind of weird.
I've never
I'm
heard
gonna
of
look
that
into
issue
it.
before.
But I've never had any graphics problems. Like it's never, even with the 780 Ti, like when I was playing Grand Theft Auto, it would always say that my CPU or my GPU load was like at 100%. But I never had any issues with it, lagging or overheating or anything like that. So
Well, I guess nothing is wrong with that. Like Overwatch, like I'll play Rainbow Six, and my CPU or my GPU is like clocked fairly high, but I only get to like 52 degrees. Overwatch cranks it all the way up to 75 degrees, and it's like
Yeah.
maxes out my GPU. I think it just depends on the game.
no.
I don't know.
I am going to put out there that I think it's maybe your motherboard sensors, because that information has to go through your MOBO before it gets to any temperature tracking software. So it's got to be something off there, I'm going to guess.
Yeah.
Weird. Very odd. I've never heard of that issue before. Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Robot.
What have I been playing?
Yeah.
So this week on stream, I played and beat. It actually took me 4 sessions, 4 nights, to beat the main campaign for Mirror's Edge Catalyst. If you loved the first Mirror's Edge, you'll absolutely love Mirror's Edge Catalyst. It's so good. The world, absolutely beautiful. The music is awesome. The music is really sweet too, because it interacts with how, like, when you're running and jumping, and that's really awesome. The campaign was good. The cutscenes were beautiful. As someone who's afraid of heights, it gave me the heebie-jeebies a few times.
Really?
Especially there's this mission where you have to climb up the tallest building in the city, and there's times where you're like walking right on the edge of a very narrow, walkway that's like falling off the building, and there's glass, it's a glass floor that's cracking beneath you, and it was really cool. So Mirror's Edge, it's great for single player. There is a lot of it's open world, so there's tons of side quest stuff you can do. User created dashes and speed runs and blah blah blah, tons of side missions, so much to do. I'm not even close to being done, and so I'm gonna go back and do that kind of stuff off stream. Rainbow Six I've gotten back into. Been playing a lot of Overwatch as well, and that game, like I was saying, maxes out my GPU and brings my temps up all the way. And I've been having this weird artifacting thing where all of a sudden the game will freeze, my monitor will go all these different colors, and then it just hard locks and I'd have to restart it. So I installed EVGA Precision, created a new fan curve, and so far I haven't had any more issues. But Overwatch is crazy addicting. I know me and Knackers, along with some other people, stayed up till 3 a.m. one night. Just we were just on a good, our juju was, synced, and we were doing good. Yeah,
we were going to town.
Yeah, it was great. We lost a few matches, but our communication and our teamwork was stellar, and it was just I can't go to bed now. We're on a roll, So it was fun. And then lastly, I don't know how I came across this, but it's this early access free to play game called Snow on Steam, and it's basically just you pick whether you want to ski or snowboard, you pick a mountain, and then you pick a trail, and you could just ski or snowboard.
Interesting.
And that's it.
I had heard about that game before, but I thought when it first came out, there was problems with it.
There was a lot of problems with it. The game didn't even have sound effects when they first released it. There was no music, no sound effects. It was just you going down a mountain.
Quiet, just nothing.
True alpha.
Actually, the true alpha. That is early access. So it was fun. I went down one mountain, and it's supposed to be crazy. I think the mountains that you choose in game are actually mountains that you can ride in real life. So everything's supposed to be real accurate. It's built on the Crysis engine.
Ooh.
So it's pretty. But it needs a lot of polish. So I did one run, and I'm yeah, okay, I'll shut it. I'm done. but
that was cool.
What was the game?
Ski free.
SS Tricky? Not ski free.
Yeah,
but
SSX.
SSX Tricky or whatever. Where it's like that, but really, really, really dumbed down for maybe the snowboarding and the enthusiast who wants a pure experience, bro. You can do tricks, and it kind of gives you points for your run or something. So I don't know if it's free. So if you guys want to try it, you can go download it for free on Steam.
I used to go ham on some
Go on.
SSX Tricky. Man, I love
And
that
ski
game.
free. That
When the
freaking Yeti
newer one
always got
came
me.
out for Xbox 360 a couple years ago, I bought it
You remember?
just because.
Well, I mean, they were all such like there wasn't that big of a difference between them, but they were always just so much fun.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember 1080 for the N64? Any
Yep.
guys? Yeah, that
Yep.
one too. That was super fun.
Played that one a lot more.
Yeah. I think there was. I want to say. I'm trying to, because I remember playing a snowboard game that came out for the Xbox 360 as well. Or maybe it was the Xbox, because it let you. I remember it was the first time I could have music loaded on my Xbox and use my music as a soundtrack for the game.
It's probably SSX.
Or
If it's a snowboarding game, it's probably the newer SSX.
oh, snowboard.
I think it was SSX3 then, if that came out for the original Xbox. SSX3, was that Xbox? I'm trying to think, yeah, because I remember just having, oh god, Blink 182's self-titled album just like on repeat while I was playing that game.
I hate my life.
Robot, any other games?
As far as like games, I may have played a little bit more in the past 2 weeks, but so some game company called Pixel Maniacs. Actually, I didn't notice this, but my last stream donated $2 to tell me that they had sent me a key to their game called Chroma Gun.
Yeah,
Did you get one too?
I did, but like
Okay.
it was a while ago.
Okay, so they're like, hey, we found your stream and here's a key to our game. And it's like Portal, but with a paint gun.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a puzzle game. You go from chamber to chamber. It seems very indie, and I think I'm gonna play it on stream. I'm gonna give it a try and see what it's like. Now, like Portal and Portal 2 are on my like top 10 games of all time. So like, you know, I can't expect it to be that good, but I'll give it a try.
Very cool. As far as me for my stream last week, I attempted to try and play Dead Space 2, but apparently there's a glitch or a bug with Steam where the DLC that was downloaded for the game automatically unlocks everything in the game for you. So you get to the first store in the game and everything is unlocked. Every schematic, every gun, every suit is all available and it's all free. So you can just get everything. And
Wow.
it sucked. So I stopped playing that and we oh no, I'm sorry, that was 2 weeks ago. Because I played I don't remember what
Uncharted.
Die and Overwatch.
that was last week.
Yeah.
And
Wait,
then-
you was playing
Yeah.
Uncharted a few weeks ago.
yeah. So I'm not really I'm gonna try and figure that out by this Tuesday, but in case I don't, maybe I'll just start on Uncharted 2 instead of Dead Space 2. Or I might just need to find a console version of Dead Space 2 to play. And then yeah, last week for the stream we did Move or Die, which is like always a fun time. I love playing that game.
Watch the VOD.
Watch the fucking mod, bro.
You won't.
You guys heard it here first. There is a new. Do we call that a phrase? Do we call that a comeback? What is this? It's 42. You're the inventor of it.
I
It's
don't
like
know.
proving
Just-
smack talk.
Smack,
It's just a quote?
Yeah, maybe. Okay, smack talk or a quote. So, if somebody says something and it's wrong, and you're 100% sure that it's right, you just go, bro, watch the VOD. All right, just watch the fucking VOD. So you heard it first here. That Mr. 42 up there or down there is the creator. So use it, abuse it. It's gonna be a meme very soon. So yeah, played Move or Die. We played Overwatch. And then, of course, we had the couch stream at my house, which was yesterday. We played a bunch of couch stream games. We played one new game, which has to be one of my favorite games right now, called iDarb. And it is a two-dimensional... I want to say it's like soccer, but you have sticks that you have to like throw the ball with the sticks. And the cool part about it is there are commands in chat called hash bombs that viewers can use to fuck with the game while you're playing it. So you're trying to throw this ball into the opposing person's net, and all of a sudden, fucking, I almost said Rick James. Rick
Never
Astley
Let you down.
dances across the screen and blocks it,
Yep.
or you type in dark and all the lights turn out and you can't see anything. It was madness. It was absolute madness, but it was super fun. At first I thought it was going to be way too crazy with all the shit going on, but it actually makes it pretty challenging and pretty interesting. So I'm going to highlight us playing that game and share it on GSN so you guys can see it. But it was super fun. And I think other than that, yeah, just been playing a lot of Overwatch, dabbled in a little bit of Rocket League, attempting to play Gang Beasts online, but it just has not been working lately, and it makes me fucking furious inside.
Is it because a patch they pushed, or
Yeah.
Is the
broke
server
it.
still messed up?
Yeah, the servers are still messed up. Unless they've patched it past 0.0.5 lately, it's still the same. You try and join a server and you just get a black screen, and it pretty much just stays there.
That sucks?
Yeah, it does suck. But we got to play Gang Beast locally last night, which of course is always a fantastic time. But that's pretty much it for games.
I talking about Gang Beasts last night. Like I remember, like I had played a couple matches in a row, so I was gonna give the controller to Shorts and be like, "Oh, here, you need to play Gang Beasts. It's gonna be fun." And she's like, what is it? You know, like I could tell she didn't. I was like, fine, you know, I'll play it. And like she was instantly like laughing so hard, and even her boyfriend, like they had no idea what Gang Beast was, and we had not laughed that hard all night. It was so much fun.
Yep.
So much fun.
It's so just wiggly and ragdoll, and the same thing never happens twice.
That's a game that like anybody can sit down and play, like parents, anybody at any age,
Exactly.
and have so much fun with it.
Yep.
Yep.
We also played some Towerfall. We played a little bit of Rocket League. I feel like there was one other one that we were playing, but I can't remember it. But all fucking awesome games. I'm so glad that there are still developers out there that are making local couch games, because if you are fortunate enough to have people around that you can play local couch games with, they are off the chain.
Do it.
Okay, so moving on to the meat and potatoes of the show, we're going to talk about some gaming news and discussion. And it would be wrong to talk about anything other than E3, because E3 was definitely the highlight of the gaming world in these past 2 weeks. So on the script, I left a space that says topic 1, topic 2, topic 3. I didn't put anything in those spaces because I completely ran out of time. But I figured we'd all have enough to talk about the whole conference in general. And I've got an article up here that kind of went over what happened. But we're just gonna go down the list again of the guests, and you can talk about your favorite things that you saw, and we can just bounce off each other like we usually do. So Salty Sam, did you get a chance to check out any E3 footage this past week?
Oh yeah, I stayed every night. So many people kept posting in the Discord like links to websites that would just like play back VODs and different trailer videos. And I mean, for me, as far as the games that were announced, obviously Battlefield 1, Watch Dogs 2. I think I may have to buy a PlayStation 4 this year.
Yeah.
Yep. I have the
haven't-
same.
I have
Good
no new gen consoles, and I don't really, because Windows and Xbox made such a big push during E3, saying that all their games are going to come to PC and to Xbox One. Who the fuck's buying an Xbox One?
Right.
Yep.
So
If you have a PC.
more than I did.
Go figure.
I also saw, I know Speed's probably going to talk about it. There's a couple off the wall games that I thought looked pretty cool too. There's one called Sea of Thieves.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're a fucking pirate and you're going around like open world RPG style Pirates, which is pretty cool, and then Mafia 3 got announced,
Yeah, that's gonna be a good one.
and then another off the wall one, Horizon Zero Dawn. It's like a futuristic, post-apocalyptic, crazy machine animal. My
It
kinda
looks
shit.
like Far Cry Primal, but in the future where the animals are robots or something like that.
Yeah,
Did you ever
So,
beat Far
there's-
Cry Primal, Salty?
yeah.
Did you like it in general?
I don't know if it's worth the money.
Oh,
But it was a great game.
Okay.
And I didn't take my time and like do all the side missions first either. I kind of just ran straight through the main missions and beat the game relatively easy.
Okay.
But I mean, I normally $1 an hour is probably what you're going to pay for that game. But now it's like super cheap. So because it died off real fast. So you could probably get it on sale for nothing.
Was there any multiplayer in it? No. Okay.
No.
Was there in
Not
3?
even co-op.
There was multiplayer
There
in
was,
3.
yeah.
It
Okay.
was a co-op that was like all its own. It was different.
Yeah.
Didn't play much of it though.
Okay. Sweet. Any other highlights that kind of stuck out for you, Salty?
I mean, there's a couple random ones. Days Gone and Death Stranding was pretty cool looking,
That's
but I have no fucking idea what it's supposed to be about. It just looks really cool. And then Prey, when they announced Prey, the like total revamp of that entire game, they've like rebuilt it from scratch, and it looks amazing. And that's like that list I just gave you is why, like, there's 2 or 3 PS4 exclusives on that list that I have to get.
Yep. Before I get on to the next person, I don't know if you guys felt the same way, but didn't you kind of hear that, like, was it the general consensus that E3 was dying and that people weren't showing up to E3 because the conference was kind of dying off and it wasn't supposed to be that blown away? Was I the only person that was hearing that kind of stuff?
I heard a little bit like on the outside.
Yeah.
I heard a couple streamers and a couple YouTubers say that, and I was just like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
When I was hearing it, I was like, I don't know, and I feel like that was just the hipster thing to say, like, E3 is not going to be great. So like, I sort of subconsciously had like lower expectations, and then it started happening, and I was like, what? There's all this awesome shit that was coming out, but I didn't know if
There was a lot.
yeah. So I
There
don't know
was so much stuff.
if you guys or anybody in chat, if you heard that too. I just felt like, oh, well, Nintendo's not going to be debuting any consoles at E3, so therefore E3 must be dying.
I've been.
Go
Ahead. Sorry.
No, I was going to say, I think the exact opposite. I think I was not this intertwined with E3 last year for, I don't know, whatever reason, but this year I felt latched onto E3 because of how much stuff there was. Puppy! Aw, Jax.
Look.
But go ahead, Mr. 42.
The only thing, like, I didn't hear anything about E3 like dying per se. The only thing that I'll say is that I have been hearing that, like, I think the reason why Nintendo didn't show up nearly as much is because it sounds like a few of them might just be starting to break off and do their own conferences.
Yep.
Rather than having everything at E3, right? It sounds like that might be what people are going to be start doing instead of showing up to E3. They just kind of have their own mainstream thing, kind of like how Apple does, I guess.
Yeah.
So that, you know, all the fans can go watch that rather than have to sit through all the other ones to wait till it.
I feel like that might be, like, if they want to have their own conference, that's fine. But I feel like if you don't show up to E3, this speeds dog. If you don't show up to E3 with anything, I feel like that would do more harm than good.
Yeah.
But I will hold my judgment until it actually happens. All right, very good. Mr. Speed, I totally went to Mr. 42 again. Speed, I'm sorry.
Oh no, that's fine.
It's the Skype cameras that are fucking with me.
All right. Battlefield 1's probably going to be my top game. How many people did we have in the channel and the Discord watching and waiting?
Good.
When the
Probably
Battlefield reveal
20.
came out, yeah.
And we had a decent amount of people watching. It wasn't as much because there was a meeting going on, but we had a decent amount of people watching the gameplay. And I would say it's something I'm very interested in now. I wouldn't say I'm like super hyped about it, but the destruction. There was tanks driving through houses, like through a house, and just the experiences you're going to get through that game, I think are going to make it one, maybe if they can, one of the best Battlefield 1 games out there.
Mhm.
Battlefield moments. I think that's the term you're looking for. Like, like,
Oh yeah, they did a series of
Holy
that
sh-
with people doing
Yeah.
their Battlefield. It was Battlefield 4, I think. It was completely scripted, but um, I'm probably like one of a few people, but I'm excited what Battlefield Friends are going to do with this. If you ever watched that little mini series,
yeah.
they're funny as hell.
Yep.
Death Stranding, that game looked pretty interesting, and I'm like salty in there. I don't understand what's the story plot. I just know you're a ghost. What's so funny?
Nothing.
You want some
I
crack?
was laughing at what you were saying.
Want some crack? Yes, master.
But Death Stranding's interesting. Days Gone, that was when I watched the little gameplay of that, it looked like it was probably heavily scripted, but to see all the zombies chasing the guy, there's probably about 300 to 400 of them on screen running.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
Pretty ridiculous.
That's the one where it's like the
You're a biker.
yeah, you're a motorcycle gang member in a future post-apocalyptic zombie world.
Yes, and I don't know how
a
they're going to have the
mix.
story, but I mean, it looked pretty interesting. The guy dug in a car and got an oil filter and put it on the end of his gun for a suppressor.
Yeah, that was cool.
Just seeing what all you
I
could
didn't see this.
It was one of the, I think it was like right after Battlefield, one of the few
Okay.
games that was after. It was PlayStation 4 exclusives, I think. But I didn't watch much of E3. That's probably the only games I saw. I'm very excited for Dishonored 2. I didn't watch the E3 thing, but I played 1, and I played through the whole campaign as well as all the DLCs, and what you can do in that game made it one of them. I wouldn't say my top 5, but in the top 10.
Yeah, I feel like Dishonored 1, like I never really heard about it. It felt like a niche thing, like I don't know. It just didn't seem like it was huge. I feel like I would have heard about it more when it came out first.
It wasn't marketed like as a big game. I don't think they expected it to get as big as it did.
No, okay.
But I mean, I
That
think
sounds
everybody that played it had like a very good time on it.
Yeah.
If you like steampunk style games, that'd be something you'd be interested in.
Cool.
Very sweet. All right. Any other things that jumped out at you, Speed?
I would say that's it
Okay.
for my E3. Again, I didn't watch much of it. It was just times I captured when I got home, got on E3 and on Twitch and saw those. So
Yep. It's on the secondary monitors all day. Good shit. All right. Mr. Bad Robot.
So I caught pretty much there was so much stuff going on this week between E3 and Apple's WWDC and just work and stuff like that. So I didn't catch it all, and I'm still catching up. Like I think within just like the past week, there's like 120 new articles just on PC Gamer that are E3, you know, because I feel like last year did not have this much stuff.
No.
And this year,
Last year was Fallout 4. That was it.
Yep.
True. I think everybody just kind of focused on this, but now it seems like there's a lot of great games coming across the board. Some on Xbox, some on PS4, some on PC. The things that caught my eye were Battlefield 1. I'm still not. It looks beautiful. The Zeppelin coming down, crashing on whatever part of the map it's over, and just destroying like a village. Like that's kind of mind blowing. That's like I don't know if they're gonna call that like Levolution, you know, because they won't have skyscrapers, you know, that I don't think that they can take down. But it looked beautiful. We watched the 64-player multiplayer match that went on. Snoop Dogg was high as
His secret weapon.
that was a secret weapon. Yes.
his secret weapon. There was like Zac Efron, Terry Crews. No,
Yeah.
Terry
Yeah.
Crews.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was right in front of the camera.
Using keyboard and mouse, my man. But I was like I was looking at his fingers to see if he was like using the keys right, and he was using like one finger for like W,
Yeah,
and
it
like
was
using
bad.
his mouth. It was really funny. So mad respect to the guy. A lot of celebrities there. I didn't expect to see.
Or understand
Uh,
why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the gameplay seemed chaotic. Everybody was just kind of going off and doing their own thing.
Mhm.
It looks like it's going to be chaotic. I
I
don't
think one of the reasons why it was chaotic is because everybody was trying to see what all you could do, what there was. Because if you
Yeah.
notice, when the Zeppelin was brought down, a lot of people just stopped what they were doing and just looked up
They're
at the
just
sky
looking
and just watched it fall to the ground. And
Yeah.
that's why I didn't really like. I don't expect the matches to be like what we saw there because there's a lot of experimenting, a lot of messing around. And as well as like with the Levolution thing, I think they decided to not make one event change the map, but you can change the map over the course of time or depending on what you as a team do. Like if you hit
Yeah.
a field with bombs multiple times, it'll become a muddy mess with holes everywhere and it won't be a green field anymore. So that's
Yeah.
going to be interesting.
I feel like so Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 3, like you could take apart some buildings, but the frame would always be up. Like some buildings were just, you couldn't take them down. Bad Company 2, every building in Bad Company 2, if there was one, could be completely leveled. So that at the end of the match, there was nowhere you could hide. And that's what Battlefield 1 is going to be like. Like, oh, I'm going to hide behind this house. No, it's
Nope.
gone.
Bye-bye.
So if you're able to change like ticket count like you could in the past Battlefild titles and you get long matches going, it's gonna be flatlands by the end of the match. So they still have like 130 days to sell me on World War 1 and 2 time like era, but the movement, everything looked fluid. The UI looked good. Another game that caught my eye was Titanfall 2. I kind of want to talk about this one because I was one of those who bought Titanfall almost like a week after launch, played it. It was fun. And I don't know why we stopped playing it. I think like people in general just stopped playing it at GSN. I don't know if Battlefield 3 was out back then or something funner. But did you guys play Titanfall 1? If so, what did you think? And like, or what did you like or not like about it?
I liked it. I played it on I played it on console. It came out on Xbox One, right? That wasn't a 360 game.
That's probably Xbox One.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the thing that I didn't like about it, like it was really fun when I first started playing it. But I only had a couple people that I played it with on console. So once they stopped playing it, it kind of started dying down for me. But I think the thing that I started finding about it was that it just felt like COD. It was just a fast-paced shooter. You know, you get unlocks for different weapons, yada, yada, yada. It eventually got boring in that sense, just because I've played that style of game so many times before.
Yeah.
I only played it at your house, Robot, like for a little bit, and I was just like, it didn't grab onto me whatsoever. Like it was okay. I kept getting killed by this one shot fucking gun that I was not okay with. And then I just never heard about, like, I do not recall anybody playing Titanfall in GSN. Like I do not ever remember seeing a Titanfall TeamSpeak channel. I never remember people talking about Titanfall. It just came and went like nobody's business.
I remember Nimbus and Murph played it, and they like Nimbus thought it was the next Call of Duty, like it was going to be a huge game. And I remember he actually made a review video about it and like was like, "Oh, this is the best thing ever." Two things I remember too: the shotgun, way OP, never fixed it. The smart pistol that would automatically lock onto someone and could like one shot them, horribly OP. Everybody used it. But like the maps, the mech combat was awesome. The movement, the on walls, like being able to like jump into windows without stopping, and just like it was the most fluid. They mastered the whole movement and gunplay. There was just some things that some OP weapons that they should have had fixed in the first week or removed, and it would have made it more balanced. And I think once they started releasing DLC, whatever small crowd was still playing it, it just split and then couldn't find a game. And so from what I saw, Titanfall devs were talking about all DLC maps, modes, and whatever weapons are going to be free
As always,
for
a
the
good
whole
thing.
life of the game, which is like when you hear that before the game's out,
Yeah.
thumbs up.
Yep.
So I'm willing to give it another chance. I think I'm going to be more skeptical. It's probably going to come out and I'm going to watch gameplay first before, I drop $60. But again, we have the Steam, we got, refund
Okay.
policies now on Origin and on Steam. So we don't have to be as hesitant anymore. If
Yeah.
we hate it, we can return it.
Isn't Titanfall Origin or is it Steam?
I think it's
I thought-
Origin.
Okay.
It's Origin.
Yeah. It was a big game too.
I have the same hope for Titanfall 2 that I do for the next Battlefront. The base game itself was good. Couple little quirks, couple things that shouldn't have been, but I think they got the base game down right, and I think they're going to learn from what they made the mistakes, the first time. So I too will, like, my stance that I've never had before was to just try games even though I don't think I'm going to like them, because I don't think me being a non-sports person would have ever tried Rocket League otherwise. So I know that there's games out there that I don't think that I would like that I will maybe like. Like Overwatch or Battleborn. I didn't think I was going to like either of those games. So I'm definitely going to give it a shot as well. But yeah, I never really got into the first one. But from what we were talking about this on my stream, I think it was last Tuesday while we were playing Overwatch. Titanfall was a good game. It didn't have bugs. It played well. It just was wrong time. It was just, the game just came out at the wrong time and didn't have some of the core
Lack of
values that a
content.
game. Yeah. And it's same thing. We're gonna call that.
Yeah.
I want to call it the Battlefront effect, but Titanfall did it first. It's the Titanfall effect. So I think that they will, from the footage that we saw at E3, I think we're gonna have a good chance at a good game, because the gist of the game is awesome. Being half mech and half not, like, it's a good concept. It just, execution is the other half of the battle. Play with your dog, Speed, for Christ's sake.
She wants your love so much. She wants, love me.
Open this giant ass door that a hobbit couldn't get through.
She's cute.
She
Now,
is.
don't get me wrong. Like, the first time is like, calling your Titan and like prepare for Titanfall, and like seeing it like shoot down from the sky and land, and the smoke shooting up. I was like, oh shit! It was super exciting. But plus, it didn't have a true single player either. It was all multiplayer, but it was a single player. It was weird. Never played it. Anyways, I have high hopes for the second one. Another one that's coming out that I've seen a lot of YouTubers and streamers being invited to play is called Lawbreakers, and it looks exactly like Overwatch. It's Overwatch, but it's more like realistically modeled, not cartoony.
Okay.
It seems a little bit more hardcore, but like each character has their own special abilities and similar game modes. So I'll have to check that out. Watch Dogs 2. I really liked Watch Dogs 1. The multiplayer, the 1v1 invading people's games and stuff was fun, even though it was a huge downgrade in graphics to what they showed at E3.
Yep.
This one's going to be in San Francisco. I've never been to San Francisco, so I could save myself a lot of money.
If you guys haven't, sorry to cut you off, Robot. If you guys haven't seen a YouTube video called Ubisoft Downgrades, go
Yes.
fucking watch it. It shows
Do
you
it.
what they advertise the game to look like graphic wise at E3s and conferences, and then what the game looked like on release. And holy fuck, the differences. The only game I did not notice right away was Rainbow Six Siege. I always thought Siege looked good, but I had never seen the Siege footage from E3. I just saw Siege. So when I thought what they
So
were
different.
what they were advertising it as, I was like, wow, looks different. A puppy!
Puppy. How many dogs do you have, Speed?
Puppy hoarder.
I only have 2. This is my mom's. The other one is
He
mine.
looks so terrified.
You want a treat? You want a treat? Sit. Sit down. You want her? You want her? Go get her.
It's funny. So sorry, Robot. Go ahead and finish up.
Watch Dogs 2. I hope that they, as far as like graphics, like Ubisoft has been putting out some good games this year, last year, despite The Division. Depends if you like The Division. Rainbow Six Siege. They got something else coming up called Ghost Recon.
Yeah.
Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon, kind of open world, tactical missions, seems cool. I want to see more on that. And I saw all of the Xbox conference. I did not get to watch the PlayStation one yet. So kind of seems cool that some Xbox games will now be on PC, which as someone with an Xbox console means I can sell it and get a PlayStation 4.
Yep.
There's no reason, if they're going to do exclusives on PC as well, I'll just play them on PC,
They're talking about some of the Xbox titles actually being included with the Xbox title. The actual disc or the download, the digital download, is a copy for PC.
Yep. Yeah.
Like bundling it like DVDs and Blu-rays were for so long.
Yep.
They actually did that with that game Quantum Break that I played on stream. It was a pre-order bonus. If you got the Xbox game, they gave you a copy of PC for free. But after the pre-order, that wasn't available. So I think that was maybe a test. And now, hopefully, like anytime you buy an Xbox copy, you get a PC copy. Or if you buy a PC copy, you get an Xbox copy. Wasn't really interested. I want to play Gears of War now. I want to try it. Not really excited for any, was it Forza?
Yep.
Forza Horizon yet?
Yeah, Horizon. I'm not a racing game. Like I played Need for Speed when I was a little kid. But I lose interest in racing games really quick now. I want to shoot someone. Let me put guns on my car and
You're looking for
vigilante
Twisted
ate it
Metal.
up, Yeah, Twisted Metal. Why haven't they made a game like that?
I do not know.
Like that was
what
so
was the last
popular back
one?
in the day.
Was it like was it like a Twisted Metal for PlayStation 3? That was the last one, and it was like they did a story with like Sweet Tooth and all them.
Yeah,
very
Sweet
gory.
Tooth. Yeah.
I don't remember. I never had a PS3 or PS4, so
Oh, this
Yeah.
was on PS1 and PS2.
I
Twisted
had
Metal Black was
I
probably my
had one
favorite.
and two, and I had Black Online only edition, which sucked because
Oh,
there was
that's
only
right.
like 10 people in the entire world that had a PS2 that was online.
Oh,
Yeah.
no one online with PS2.
I got
I
a
s-
56K modem.
I used to collect the modems, like the actual network adapters for the PS2 for the big one,
Yeah.
because you could soft mod them. And
Oh.
I still have a modded PS2 that's got like 200 and something games on it, and a
Yep.
500 gigabyte hard drive, and everything else.
Yeah.
Robot, your brother-in-law was like a PS2 modding king. He did all that stuff.
Yep, he'd load games up and just download them. So it sounds like I didn't see the PlayStation conference, but from the sound of it, like everybody on Twitter was just going nuts because PS4 or Sony was just like game after game after game after game, and they were all awesome. And people were like, hashtag Sony wins,
It didn't
E3.
sound like that at E3 though. Everybody was just quiet. You'd hear like 10 people clapping. That was
I
it.
heard there was like an epic orchestra.
Yeah.
They had an orchestra for Sony.
It was
I have to catch up.
it was quiet up until that Hideo I can't remember how you say his name. That, like,
Kojima.
Hideo
yeah,
Kojima.
Kojima came out before they revealed that Death Stranding game. When he came out, everybody was losing their minds.
Yeah.
It was
'Cause I know
unexpected.
He wasn't
He's-
allowed to the last E3. Like they denied him, said you cannot show up to And they actually, like, one of the announcers brought it up, and
Yeah.
everyone went ape shit on Twitter.
Who did that? Was it Konami
Yep.
that did that?
Hashtag fuck Konami in chat. We're gonna keep that
Yeah.
going.
I'm pretty sure that game's gonna. I think this is gonna be his Silent Hills because the other one got, was it canceled or did they not have?
Yeah.
It got canceled and it had I always forget his name.
Norman Reedus.
Norman Reedus in it, and they put him in this one, and that's gonna be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. So I
gonna be
remember seeing
his Silent-
screenshots, and I just figured that was this game or something.
At first, I was seeing it, I was like, oh my god, Face Eaters, is this gonna be the new Half-Life? And then it wasn't. So
Oh, one can hope.
Oh, Digital also said that Microsoft games, instead of being only viable from the Microsoft like App Store, like they're going to be selling their games on Steam too. Which
I haven't
Good
seen
on
that
them.
anywhere.
I actually just saw I was going to put it in. I saw it on PC Gamer.
Okay.
this is the
So-
future.
Yeah,
And
Well,
then Digi brought it
Their
up.
app store sucks ass.
it does.
It does. It's all. You
That's why
can't
there's a
choose where to
Steam.
install your games, like or apps.
I had to
So-
get iDarb from the Windows Store, and I was like, I had to sign in with my Microsoft, I almost said my Hotmail account. What's that? Is that a Surface?
The biggest fucking waste of money you could ever have.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I had that same one.
Oh no.
It's the first one. They're better now.
Yeah.
The new Pro 3s or whatever are a lot better,
Yeah.
but the first Surface blows ass.
42's actually got a really nice Surface, don't you?
Yeah, I got the Pro 3. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I also.
That's why when you
did.
showed that, you were like, biggest waste of money. I was like,
This is the first Surface regular Joe model.
Yeah, and the only it has a little kickstand. The kickstand, the angle that it puts the screen at is like so harsh that you have to sit in your chair like this to get a good viewing angle on it. It's just awful. One thing that I didn't realize that Middle Age Stream brought up was in order to get the copy for both Xbox and Microsoft, you have to buy the digital copy. So you can't buy a disc to get both. But while that might bother some people, that doesn't bother me. I don't care about having the discs and the cases and everything.
Some people do though.
Yeah. Not only is distribution easier, you as far as getting your CDs to all the stores, you don't have printing costs either. And so I thought that was a super smart move. So I'm hoping that this will be executed as well in real life as it looks on paper. Apparently DLCs are also supposed to be working both ways, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and that's it for all the games that kind of like poked out at me for E3. But I know there's more, and we'll probably talk about them at the next show too.
Sure.
Refill my water.
Okay. One of the when I was first watching E3, I think the Microsoft was one of the first conferences that I was watching, and I thought for Microsoft there was actually a lot of really cool things. One, a brand new console for $299, I thought was pretty good. The fact that they're working on Project Scorpio, I thought was cool. I'm definitely getting me a custom Xbox One controller now that you can customize all the colors and stuff. Purple all day, son.
Yep.
So
You
I
put your
thought,
Rocket League car on there.
what's that?
You said you're gonna put your Rocket League car on there. If you can, I'm not sure how much you can customize
I think you can
it.
put your name on it.
Can you really?
Yeah, I think you can get the name like. So this is the Xbox Elite controller, but I think you can put your name like down here.
Okay, sweet. Awesome. The fact they were bringing all of the updates to like the party system on Xbox Live, all those updates I thought were really good. Were really good for Microsoft, but at the same time, I felt like they're just catching up to modern day standards, like with the updates that they're pushing to Xbox Live and stuff. So like they've got the clubs, they've got arenas, they've got the looking for group. And of course, crossplay has been a huge talk because of Rocket League being the first game to be able to do crossplay as far as Microsoft is concerned. So when I was first watching the Xbox conference, I was like, there was a lot of awesome stuff here. I'm sure a lot of console people will be happy, but that was until the Sony conference got watched and blew them out of the water. I was confused to see a Final Fantasy game at a Microsoft conference. I don't know what the hell that was about, because it's been a Sony thing like since I can remember. That was probably the only reason that I felt like I needed to get an Xbox One. And then obviously there was the Battlefield 1 reveal. What? Anyways, but most of the stuff that I was super interested came from the Sony conference. That game Detroit about you being the android. It was like Heavy Rain, Life is Strange, and what?
Are you talking about the detective game where, like, when they showed it, where the guy was on the top of the roof and
Yep.
you made this? I would say L.A. Noire had
Like that too. So yeah, very in-depth story, decision making that changes your path and all that stuff. And it's in fucking Detroit. You saw the Renaissance Center in the background as they were panning away from the city skyline. So that game looked really awesome. I was super excited about that. The Last Guardian. Didn't we see The Last Guardian at E3 last year as well? Just like a quick snippet. So really excited for that game. I'm so glad that I got a PS4. This is what I was hoping for, was I was going to get it, and then all these games were going to come out. I didn't watch the entire Sony conference. I just saw bits and pieces. Was there anything about Kingdom Hearts whatsoever?
I didn't hear anything.
Okay, I think 2.8 is coming out, and I think there's supposed to be a release date. Chat, are you able to confirm by any chance? Because that was like, my girlfriend was like, there has to be Kingdom Hearts. Like, this is why I want a PS4, so I can play that. So I'm hoping that is coming out for her sake. Like Salty said, the new Prey, the first Prey was one of my favorite games growing up. I don't think I'd ever been so immersed in a campaign, because I had played Prey, Black and White, and the very first Fear all within like a couple months of each other, and those were huge games for me. So I'm really excited for those. Here They Live. I think. Wait.
Are you talking about We Happy Few?
Yes, We Happy Few. I don't know why. Where did I get that? Here They Live. I don't know where I got that from. I have no idea. We Happy Few. At first I thought it was another BioShock game. Like, I thought it was a BioShock prequel or something. But that looks really interesting. There was one other thing that I did not write down. But Lawbreakers, Watch Dogs 2, the new Ghost Recon, I was actually really excited for as well. And then the other Microsoft stuff. So that was pretty much it for E3. If you guys have any other points you want to talk about real quick before we move on, I have to pee so goddamn bad. So talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back.
Anybody see Zelda?
Oh,
that was the one thing I didn't watch.
I watched it, but I'm not buying any Wii U or anything like that. So
Well, they made a new console for it, right? That if I understood everything correctly, they made a new Nintendo console that they're going to try to push out. That's going to.
What's it like?
They
the
say it's going
NZ?
to be up against PlayStation and Microsoft, but it's probably not going to be anywhere near the power that they have.
It's like the project name, like NX or something like that.
Something like that.
So
I kept hearing really funny rumors that they were going back to cartridges for that console.
Oh my
What?
god!
You
Of
can't do
course,
that.
Nintendo would do that. And they probably
They just
get
make
away
it where
with
you
too.
blow in it and whatnot.
Oh, man.
Just the old cartridges.
Yeah, who knows?
That probably
There's no
never
way,
even
but
worked.
that was a rumor that I had heard. I can't remember where I saw it, but it was from a legit place, and they were just saying, "Oh yeah, somebody said that was something that they were doing," but there's no way. Can't do that.
Well, like the NX isn't like, everybody keeps saying that it's going to be like a house console, but it's the whole point. Everything I've read about it, because even though I haven't bought a console since 360 came out, I keep up on it, and there's an article I'll send over to you to chat now, and it's like rumors that people have said about the NX, and they're saying that it's going to be a mobile gaming platform that can also be plugged into your TV and
Oh.
possibly have VR support.
Hmm.
So it's just going to be
Oh.
like a 7-inch screen that you can play games on the go on, or you can plug it into your TV and play it on a bigger screen, but still using the
Hmm.
Interesting. I'm very surprised. Nintendo has been the only company that is still trying to do handheld gaming. You know, with the Wii U. Is it the U, the handheld one? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
well, I guess there's the PSP, but like they
That's
haven't
old.
really refreshed the PSP in a long time.
Yeah, that's dead.
It seems kind of old. So I'm surprised they keep trying to do the mobile one. I found this article on Game Buffalo, something Buffalo. Leaked Nintendo NX controller now has Zelda concept or something like that, and it looks like an oval sticker. I don't.
Yeah,
This
it's
might
on
be.
that. I mean, in that article that I linked has the
Oh,
what
there we
it
go.
supposedly looks like
Okay,
the controller for it.
looks like a slim Game Boy or something. That's interesting. I don't know if it would get me to get another Nintendo console. When I want to play Nintendo stuff, I just go over Knackers.
Side note, Here They Lie is the game by the same people that made Limbo. And they're releasing another game,
Oh.
not Here They Live.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
That was it. But yeah, Speed, I heard you talking about Zelda as I was walking away. I felt like I was looking at a big scuffle on Twitter because it's a female Link or it's a female character. Is that this game or is that next game?
I didn't even know they changed the link.
Okay.
I just saw Zelda and I was like, oh wow, it's open world. It looks nice.
Okay.
The graphics, the art style looks really cool.
Maybe it's not this game, but I saw a huge thing going on Twitter that people were outraged that it was a female character. Maybe it's not this game coming up, but I'm also excited for that. Except I didn't see if that was coming out for the Wii U or the NX or the next console. Did they?
I think it might be something that if you got it, would be with the NX. It'd
Yeah.
probably something to boost that console up.
They said 2017, I think, for the new Zelda game, which
Okay.
would line up with another console release, I think.
And I've seen some gameplay videos of like the hit registration and the hit boxes. Like there would be like a tree that would fall onto your character, but even if it missed you by like a hair, it still like wouldn't hit you. And the physics looks like no other Zelda game that I've ever seen before. It looks like some next level shit.
It looks like hyper realistic in comparison to most of the Zelda games.
Yep.
All of them were pretty cartoony.
Mm-hmm.
I would say the art style is sort of like Firewatch a little bit, not too much like it, but how the colors glow and are very bright and the
Yeah.
outlines of everything, I'd say are similar to that.
That was pretty cool.
I would love to see a Firewatch sequel or another game like that. I was just talking to Middle Age Stream on the way to the airport today. He goes, "Did you play Firewatch?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah, I played Firewatch." And he said, "What'd you think of the ending?" I was like, "It was fucking depressing." He's like, "I know." And I'm not gonna say anything on stream, but I just remember taking an entire day to sit down and just play through it, and it was just such a great
Relaxing.
it was such a great gaming experience for me. I thoroughly enjoyed it, so I hope another game with that style comes out soon. And the voice actors made that game.
So good.
Voice acting in that game was fucking on point. So if you guys haven't played Firewatch, there's a controversy of whether it's worth $20. I think the sentimental value the game had was way worth the $20. If you see it on sale, maybe get it on G2A. But if you haven't played it, play it. It's a fantastic game.
Worth the money.
So good. And here's the thing: like a lot of people like play through it as fast as possible, and you could beat it fast if you do that. But it's one of those games where you take your time and you enjoy the scenery and just kind of explore sometimes. And if you do that, it makes the game so much better. And yeah, like the voice acting just like completely immerses you and you're totally pulled in. And then the ending is
The feels.
Oh, I've been waiting.
The games that give you the feels are the best.
No, they're the best. They're the
Yeah.
ones that you remember for years to come.
Indeed. All right, cool. Any last points on E3 before we move on to the chat participation? Okay, some really good stuff. I still have yet.
Actually,
Oh, go ahead.
I had one. I just because I know that a few of us have played it, and they were talking about it on the PC Gamer segment. I think they were talking about all the new stuff, and I guess the game's like full release. Killing Floor 2.
Yes.
They said there was supposed to be a bunch of new stuff coming out for that, and they said that I think like their full release of the game, so it comes out of beta or whatever, is supposed to be coming pretty soon.
Okay,
So,
that's good news.
I heard that game is something to be looking forward to again.
You know what's ironic is we are all PC gamers, yet we did not go over a single thing from the PC gaming segment.
I know.
It was so awkward.
So lame.
Like second year in a row that they've had it, and it's just like it's so weird. I don't know what it is about it. I was watching it and I was like, this is just weird. I don't.
How did the host do? Because he was funny. Like I feel like there was awkward points in the first one, and he filled them perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't awkward. These situations. So I didn't get to watch this year's either.
He did fine, but it's like you as a host can only be as good as the guests allow you to be. Like if the guests give you nothing,
Yeah.
well, thank you.
Yeah.
One of one of the coolest things I saw from that, it was really the only takeaway that I had from the PC Gamer show, was that AMD was releasing VR ready GPUs that were starting at $200, which personally, I don't buy AMD cards, but I think it is extremely valuable to have a company that can gear products towards a lower price bracket. I think that is a good insight into our future, that VR is not going to be a luxury. It's going to be an everyday person thing. You obviously have the initial purchase of the, a $500 or $600 VR system, but the fact that you can get a VR ready GPU for that amount of money is pretty cool. That was the only thing that really stuck out with me. I'm trying to think of other things that happened. I remember the Killing Floor release, which actually kind of made me want to play Killing Floor again. We always had so much fun with that. But yeah, that was, I don't know, it was all about consoles this E3. They really knocked it out of the park. All right.
Yeah.
Anything else, dudes?
I think that's it.
Okay, awesome. All right, well, we're going to move on to one of the final segments of the show. This is the chat participation party. This gives you guys, the audience, the chance to interact with the show. If you guys have any last questions that you would like to ask any of the hosts or all of the hosts, you can use the command !question, followed by your question in chat, and those questions will be collected by the Knackerbot. The first thing I want to do is I want to ask the guests a question. If you could play a competitive game, what would it be? So think about that question. And chat, the question that we are going to be asking you is, what was the game at E3 that you were the most excited for? So in order to
pick one.
Yep, you got to pick one game. So in order to answer that question, just type !answer followed by your answer in chat, and that will be entered in, and we'll read those in just a few minutes. So guests, starting with Mr. Salty Sam, if you could play one game competitively, I would say like on a team, what would you play?
Are we talking about like just video games here?
Yes.
Can't pick
Yes.
Ark.
I could pick Ark. SOTF.
Oh, yeah.
If there was a competitive mode of Ark, what would it be?
There is.
There is?
The esports branch of Ark right now is the survival of the fittest, which is like a battle royale, basically, but with dinosaurs and guns and shit.
Okay.
I could see.
I'm terrible at most shooters though, so I don't know. I love playing. Well, you guys will heckle me for this, but I do love playing Rocket League a lot. If I was going to play something competitively, I'd probably go RLCS.
We don't heckle you.
Why don't you ever play Rocket League, Salty? Damn.
Oh wait, heckle you for not playing Rocket League?
Yes, yes.
Oh,
Well,
then yeah.
Because that's my answer, but I never play, so that's never
The
gonna happen.
needle used to be so deep in Salty's arm for Rocket League, though.
I
he
put like
played it
160
every day.
hours in like a week, and then
Yep.
Him
that
and
was it.
was it the Merc van you played a lot?
Yeah.
Everybody did
It's-
the Merc van at first, and then it just kind of died off. It's too overused.
Yep. All right, Mr. Speed Demon.
Overwatch and Rocket League. If we're picking only one, probably Rocket League, because I think that'd be more fun than Overwatch. If I went competitive with.
I feel like it's way harder to get destroyed at Rocket League than it is to get destroyed at Overwatch. Overwatch, you can just get your shit pushed in so easy, but Rocket League, you can stash 3 players at a goal and deflect every shot.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
I think it's a good choice.
Like, there's so many metas going around with Overwatch. For example, I was watching this YouTube video, and there was 3 people that went Symmetra on the on one of the, I forget what the map's called, but you come out of the building and you're going into a factory that has the moving platforms. Not
Oh.
Hollywood, but the snowy
it's the Wild
factory
Wild
one.
West
Yep,
one.
I know what
thought.
you're talking about.
Not that one.
Oh,
Not that one. But
yeah.
yeah. There was 3 Symmetras, and they all had their turrets up under the big archway. And even Reinhardt charged through there. He died almost instantly because there was about 15 to 16 turrets, and you
So
could not
mean.
get through.
We've
There
So
was-
mean.
Robot, we fought against that last week. It was 2 Symmetras, 2 Roadhogs, and then somebody else. We got our fudge packed.
Bearded guy.
Couldn't do it.
Damn, that bearded guy. Torbjorn, I cannot fucking stand him.
Trollborn?
That little midget. If I could
Toblerone.
punch him across the Toblerone.
He,
Toblerone?
he can place his turrets in spot, and his teams can keep them safe. If you were a smaller character, you'll get killed pretty quickly. Like 4 to 5 shots from that turret will kill you.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
All right, very good. Mr. 42.
Only because we've done it already, I would have to say Rocket League, just because like I've always wanted to be really good at a shooter. Like every time I watch Counter-Strike tournaments, I'm like, I want to do that. I want
Yeah.
to fucking get good at Counter-Strike. And then I just see people like trying to be good at Counter-Strike, and I'm like, I'm not nearly half as good as
Yeah.
these people.
Yeah.
It's a
That
So-
was me
long
watching
uphill
E-League
battle.
on Friday night.
Yeah. So
Watched
I
it
yeah.
again this week, by the way. I'm giving it a shot.
Are you?
What's that?
Yeah, E-League. Like I've been watching E-League every Friday night since it launched last month.
For CSGO?
Yeah.
No shit.
Really?
I don't play CS:GO. I don't even own CS:GO, but I've been watching it just to see. Like, I just want to see how much money they're putting into the production, and
it's
like
a lot.
A lot.
how many times they're like totally fucking up something. Like they had to take a timeout this week because of a technical glitch or some shit on somebody's computer.
Oh.
But I mean, I think it's pretty badass. I think esports is definitely going to be in the forefront.
Yeah. DreamHack, they had a stadium that was packed this weekend just for CSGO. And
That's
I always
insane.
think it's so funny that both teams are in like glass boxes, like a zoo.
Yeah.
You're here
Just
for our
gas them both.
entertainment.
Yeah.
Look at him.
Losing team.
Dance, monkey, dance.
I think the other, I will say this just because Rocket League and this game are also completely different games. But I could also say that I would actually, playing it competitively, I would actually say I would try and play Hearthstone.
Really?
That game is a game. Yeah, I've watched a lot of tournaments on it, and even though a lot of the game is RNG based, which is just random number generation, so sometimes the games can completely go not your way, and if there's nothing you can do about it, it's just how the game generates what happens.
Yeah.
But it looks like a lot of fun, and like just the fact that it's more strategy based, not being able to move your mouse a certain direction at a certain speed or whatever.
Mhm.
That would be fun too.
I kind of hear that it's hard. It's really hard to play that game without putting any money into it. Like you playing with a stock deck, you're gonna get smashed 10 times.
I've never put any money into the game other than like pre-ordering the new expansions for the game. I've never bought packs with real money to get more cards. But yeah, there's because of how the game plays and how the meta works in it, you have to like if you want to build a deck that is gonna play really well, you have to have certain cards. So I can see that. Yeah, if you wanted to go really really hardcore in it, you probably would want to spend a bit.
Salty, now did you say that you were going to start playing CS:GO?
No.
Okay, I thought you said you were going to.
Absolutely not.
I thought you were going to join
Yeah,
ESL.
That's what I heard too.
'Cause I am training,
No.
boys.
I just said I gave it another shot, like the show. The
Oh, okay.
I got excited there. I'm
I
like,
did
Yeah,
too.
I'm gonna go watch him.
Yeah.
absolute garbage at any shooter.
I want to watch
Anybody
someone
that
play
remembers
Dust
playing
2
Battlefield
again.
with me has to know that.
Yeah.
We should probably do a Counter-Strike event pretty soon because we're all terrible. So we should all just jump in there.
We're
And
gonna have to go back to like Source because I don't even have CS:GO.
I want to try a surf map. Like I see people doing surf maps. I'm
Surf
like,
is fun.
that looks fun, but
What's
I
surf?
suck at it. CS:GO surf, or they have like, yeah.
That's what you're
Pretty
bet-
much that is
fucking
CS:GO.
pitted. Just
You're jumping and sliding on ramps and stuff. I haven't watched somebody play it, but for some reason there's a video of this guy. All he was doing was like talking bad about people, and that's what he was doing in the background.
Fucking
I watched
Leafy.
him do it. And
Leafy? Yeah,
yeah, I
that
think that was
cunt.
his name. I left after I heard him talking to him.
yeah, his
And
channel's
about some
garbage.
little kid.
I'll be watching like Tim the Tap Man, and he'll just be like telling stories and like surfing and CS:GO. He makes it look so easy.
Yeah.
Like I'm like I can do that, but then I try and I just like.
Are
like,
they
after 10
races?
seconds?
They can be, but I
Yeah,
mean,
they
it's just
can
people.
be,
Okay.
but sometimes it's like really complicated
Summit,
to get
Summit
to
does
the
it all
end.
the time too.
Oh,
Okay.
that's true. Yeah, Summit too. I watch Tim. Tim is hilarious.
Yeah.
Tim the Tap Man. He screams a lot like knackers.
There's somebody keeps telling me that I sound like a popular streamer when I yell, and his name is escaping me right now. It's gone. Okay. 42. You already answered. Bad Bad Robot. You already said. Right? No. Bad Bad Robot.
Competitive game to play. I love here's the thing, like competitive wise, like I know there are thousands of people out there better at the game than me. Specifically Asians. Lots of Asians are better at the game than me.
Play
But
tennis.
if I could play one, I feel like Rainbow Six would be really fun because I feel like if I played with some of our guys, like our communication is really good. We've played along a lot. Either that or Overwatch. But again, like that's in a dream world or an imaginary world. I don't think I would actually do it because playing competitive makes it too serious and then I hate myself.
Yeah.
Be careful. There's a lot of cheaters in Rainbow Six competitive.
Yeah, that too.
I have that same mentality about playing competitive games, but with Rocket League, I was able to play competitively in a tournament and be serious, but have a shit ton of fun with it at the same time. So I think my answer would probably be Rocket League. Yeah, I'd probably have to say Rocket League, I think. Okay, well, thanks for answering that question, guys. Next, we are going to go over the chat responses. Now, the question that we asked chat was, what was your favorite game of E3? Let me open this up real quick. Got a couple answers here. Our first one, Ideal Shootings, was Crash Bandicoot. I know that was huge for a lot of Crash Bandicoot fans. G for Greg said Detroit Become Human. I am extremely excited for that game. I saw that and I was like, this looks like a game I want to go balls deep into, baby.
Yeah.
And then Paul said BF4 competitively and looking forward to BF1. Okay. One thing I forgot to go over earlier when we were talking about Battlefield 1, I was watching Drop Frames, and Cone Carnage was saying the game looks fantastic. I'm excited for it, but there is other than maps, characters, and time, like the time and what the game was set, it did not look any different than Battlefield. It was the same game mode. It was the same capture the flag. It just looked like the same game. And I thought about that, and I was like, you know what? I didn't even realize that the reveal was just of a deathmatch game. So they might have something else up their sleeve that is a different game modes or different mechanics of the game. So that thought made me a tiny bit skeptical, but I'm pretty sure I'm still going to really love the game. But yeah, that was one thing that kind of struck me as curious. So, well, that is it for the answers from the chat, guys. Thank you for participating. Next up, we are going to do the chat question and answer. So, if you guys are just joining us today for the first time, if you are watching the show, you can type !question followed by your question at any point during the show. And at the end of the show, we always read the question and answers. And so we've got 10 questions tonight. This first one comes from New Metal. What got the most hype from E3? I.e., what are you looking forward to the most? We kind of went over this through the gaming discussion news, but if we all want to give one thing that we're most excited for, we can do that. So, Salty, we can start with you.
I don't know.
That's tough to
the
pick one thing.
The initial thing in my head is still BF1, but Watch Dogs 2. Seriously, I'm really excited for Watch Dogs 2. I love the first one, and I played the living shit out of it.
I still have yet to play Watch Dogs 1. Everybody tells me to not play it, but the fact that Robot liked it makes me think that I will like it just because of science. So I'm probably still gonna try it. But I saw the previews for 2, and I think that game's gonna be good as well.
It was play 1. It's worth, especially it probably doesn't cost shit now. Probably doesn't cost anything.
Get on something on G2A. Let me check here. It'd be really cheap.
Okay. I think I have it. I just don't think I've played it because it's the Ubisoft launcher, right? What is it called?
$13.
Uplay. I'm pretty sure I have it because I think I won it in a GSN giveaway. Maybe. Maybe.
That sounds familiar.
Speed. Most thing you are hyped about for E3.
But 43.
For E3.
For E3.
Okay. I would say Battlefield 1 because I think that's going to be something a lot of people at GSN are going to be playing together. So.
Yep, I can almost guarantee we'll probably have a server for it if they allow dedicated servers.
Yep.
Okay, very cool. Mr. 42.
My gut reaction is telling me Sea of Thieves. That's the first game that I think of when I think of this E3. Just watching the group of players that were playing it because they were actual gamers that were playing the reveal of it, or not the reveal, but the gameplay that they showed, and just how much fun they were having. They all boarded each other's ships and were, attacking each other and sinking each other's ships. I think that'll be a fun one.
Very good. Mr. Speed?
You just went over me.
Bad Robot?
Well, you don't drink beer on stream.
It's been one beer.
It has that effect on us. I'm going to say I think Battlefield 1. And I know that's kind of easy to get away. It was just the most pushed game, I feel like. But also another thing that Paul brought up in chat, dynamic weather, random dynamic weather, each match that can completely change up gameplay. That's exciting. So I would say that either that or Titanfall 2.
Okay. I am really excited to bayonet charge people and just scream my lungs out. For Owen! Yeah! I can't wait for that. Unfortunately, as ashamed I am to say this, I am more excited for a lot of the PS4 releases than I am for anything PC related. I'm not going to say Battlefield 1 just because I think that's like a given. But as far as things that I saw for the first time that I was super excited for because I had no expectations going in, I'm going to have to say the Detroit game for PS4. That I was just totally caught off guard, and I'm really the most excited for that. Okay, this next one. Everybody back their chairs away from their camera. All right.
Oh boy.
Just a little bit, okay? And on 3, Speed, back the fuck up. On 3, we're gonna stand up, okay? 1, 2, 3. We all have pants on! Yay!
No, I don't.
That was the question, is if we all had pants on, but I wasn't gonna
I have
announce it.
shorts on though.
Shorts and
Fucking
pants.
Canadians.
And they're shorts. I was really hoping BBR wasn't gonna have pants on. As he usually
I
does.
Just to the
took
stay
'em
sitting.
off. I almost took them off. I've been sitting this whole time.
And that one came from Poplock. So great question. This next one came from Drew Brew. Have you guys been playing Overwatch? And if so, who do you main or who do you play the most? So Salty Sam, you're first.
No.
Nope.
All right. Speed Demon.
You can't really. I would say I play Genji the most, but you can't really have a main in Overwatch because of everybody being able to change characters. You got to kind of change depending on who you're up against. So
Yep.
if Genji's needed, I love to play Genji, but that'd probably be my favorite character.
Okay. Very good. 42.
I think my favorite to play is Zenyatta, just because he can do some damage. Plus, I don't feel like I have to heal all the time, even though he can. It's super simple to heal with him,
Mm-hmm.
so I enjoy playing him quite a bit.
All right, cool. 40 Robot.
McCree.
Even after the nerf.
It's been rough. It's been rough since the
Show
nerf.
you how bad your
I
mom is.
definitely have jumped. Like, I definitely still have more hours with McCree than anybody else, but I've had to switch to Soldier a few times and kind of like re-dominated the match. But McCree is fun, and the way you have to play him is fun. But there's still some characters I haven't even played yet, so I got some time
Okay.
to keep going. But he's my main.
I like playing Hanzo the most. I've gotten pretty good at him. Soldier 76 is definitely my backup if we just need an assault and not a sniper. And I also, believe it or not, I actually really like playing Mercy. I wish her gun was just a little bit faster when it came to projectile speed, but I enjoy healing. Everyone calls me the combat medic because I'm always like not healing and trying to kill people instead. But
Where's my heals?
come on! I've really enjoyed playing Mercy. Okay, next question. This one comes from Middle Aged, who is probably on his plane home safely, we hope. This one is for Robot. How many pink umbrellas do you like in your drink?
Just one.
Just one.
So
Enough.
the first place I took him out to eat on Friday, of course, he gets a beer and I get like a chocolate milkshake, and the guy puts a pink umbrella in it for me. And I remember when they said it in front of me, they're like, Josh, order for Josh, and he sets it down. I'm like, son of a bitch. And Middle Age just started cracking up. I'm like, I don't care. I'm a man. I love pink.
Damn it.
So that was the recurring thing. Every bar we went to, he's like, hey, do you mind getting a pink umbrella for my friend over here? Can you put that in his porter, please?
Awesome. Next question. This comes from Paul. If you could go back in time for 24 hours, where would you go and what would you do? Salty Sam.
Oh my god.
I don't have a fucking clue. I kind of like where we're at right now. I mean, it's kind of crazy time, but I couldn't imagine being like, because if you go anywhere more than 50 years, you're basically in the fucking Stone Age
Yeah.
compared
it's
to
no
what it is
fun.
nowadays. So I don't know. I think it'd be cool to go back in time and see some history related things. I think it'd be crazy to be at like Edison's headquarters when he just made the first generator or made the first fucking
Light bulb.
like light bulb or something like that. But that would 24 hours in the past. Nah, I'm good.
See, okay,
like
Watch.
10 minutes.
Yeah, let me go to the World's Fair in like 1890 and then
Yeah.
just let me come back.
I read this question as if you could go back in time 24 hours, as in yesterday,
Yeah.
and do whatever. I'm like, I don't know. Yesterday was pretty cool. I liked yesterday. That was the first thing I thought of. All right, Speed Demon.
I said I would go back in time maybe 40 years with my iPhone and say I made it. Even though I don't know what the hell's on the inside, but I made it. It's
I am Speed Jobs.
Mr. Jobs. If you want, I can let you look at this and you can make iPhones. These are called apples.
Yeah.
These are oranges.
Give me 50% of your profit and it's yours.
Awesome. 42.
No one's. This isn't going to make very much sense to anybody else. But I used to play competitive paintball back in the day. When I first started getting into it was when the professional scene started really dying down and getting kind of slow. So I would say I'd want to go back to when it was at its peak and go to one of the main events in one of the main cities they had, where they had an event inside. I think it's called Raymond James Stadium. Does that sound familiar? I think it's where the Tampa Bay NFL team plays.
Buccaneers.
Yeah,
No idea what they're
I
saying.
guess they used to do tournaments like inside that stadium because paintball was so big back then. So I'd want to go back to something like that.
Okay. All right. Bad Robot.
I would go back to the night, the exact minute that I was conceived. I just bust in the door, be like, "Yeah, that's me!
Pull out!
That's me right there! Yep. Pull out!" And then I like faded away slowly, like in Back to the Future.
Why would you want to go back?
I'd have a photograph of me, and you see me disappear while I'm playing the guitar. Johnny be good.
Sounds like a movie.
I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, the moment I was conceived.
I think we had this question on GSN Week.
It sounds very familiar.
Why would you go back to see your parents doing each other?
See what position they were in.
Magical moment.
Yeah.
Like which?
When you bust in the door, you would scare them. You wouldn't even have to tell them to pull out.
Because the position they were in made it so little sperm me got there right in time.
The Rafflecopter.
Bust in, you're doing it right.
That's how you get a little Josh. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we had this question on GSN Weekly, and I think my answer before was to watch Hitler die from eating his cyanide pill. But this time, I want to see Bill Clinton get head in the Oval Office is what I want to see. And just slow clap. And even though he can't hear me because I'm a ghost. that would I really couldn't think of anything better than that. I'm sorry. It's a lame answer, but that's where I'd go. And goddamn, it would have to be a 24-hour blowjob, or else if it lasted 10 minutes, I'd have to find something else to do for 23 hours in that time frame. Did anything else happen that day? That was exciting.
Well, there was like 60 women that came out against Bill Clinton, so you probably could just wait another 10 minutes and then go and walk right back in.
What's this
Maybe go see a
line
movie.
going out of the office? What are you all waiting for? Is this an audition? Oh, yes,
I've never
it
seen
is.
so many interns in my life.
All right, next question. This one comes from Blooded Hands. Since Dishonored 2 is coming out soon, has anybody ever completed the first one with all of the 9 different combinations? DLCs included. I'm not sure what that means because I never played Dishonored.
Nope.
Speed,
I
you?
will though.
It's like
I
all
will.
the endings, maybe? With all the DLC,
Oh.
different endings.
Oh,
Okay.
there's multiple endings. Okay.
Okay.
Because depending on
bought-
how you go about the world, like if you go and say like my first playthrough, I went in and I killed people. I sent my rat army to eat people alive, and I was evil, basically. I just killed everybody, and you get an ending for that. And it becomes harder in the game because the plague's going around, and you're killing, and bodies are stacking up, so it makes it harder. And then you can go through stealthily. You can either knock people out and make them unconscious, or you can not touch a single person and get your targets because you're basically an assassin. For like example, your first target, you can end up doing something where he becomes an outcast, and you didn't have to kill him.
Okay.
Okay. Interesting. It kind of seems like Bioshock, like Bioshock-y, like depending
It's-
on how good or how bad you are, you get, or even Fallout. I mean, Is it an open world game?
It's kind of open world. I wouldn't say it's like you have a set location you can explore around, and you go back there a few times, but it's not like open like Grand Theft Auto, go anywhere you want.
Oh, okay. All right. I still got to play that game. It's on my list now.
I was just gonna say something about that.
Why you don't
It's gone.
drink?
No, I'm not that drunk. There's one beer and it's 3% ABV. Come on. Okay, next question. This one also comes from Drewboo. What headsets do you all use? Salty, start with you.
Sennheiser 598s.
All right,
I
speak.
also have a pair of
I'll
A40s, but
pass.
I never use them.
I'm ashamed. I'll pass.
We can tell by what color the headset is, but we will pass. Mr. 42.
I use Astro A70s Halo Edition.
Ooh.
Or A70s, A50s.
Okay.
I'm the one
BBR.
that's had too much to drink.
BBR.
I have Audio Technica MX50s. They're a special edition. They're navy and tan. They are like the most comfortable headset I've ever owned, and they sound so good. They're like studio monitors, but they have really good sound. Really good sound. Closed headset too, so I don't hear anything. My wife could be right next to me, screaming at me for me to shut up, and I wouldn't hear her.
And that is why I have these.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
I also have the HD 598s. Mine are the SE special edition. I think the only difference is mine are black. I don't think there's any technical differences between what I have and Salty has.
Yeah, same thing.
But yeah, ours are open ear. As far as open ear headphones, I would say as far as all headphones, these are the comfiest headsets or pair of headsets that I have. And I think Robots is the second pair of comfiest headset I've ever had. His are on ear and not over ear, but for being on ear and having leather cuffs, they are super fucking comfortable. I was actually pretty amazed. Ooh, rub it, BB.
I would rub these on my nipples. Leather is so soft.
It is.
Or
Nice.
pleather, whatever you want to call it.
I think that's actual leather. For the price that you paid, it fucking better be.
Yeah, right?
All right, cool. Next question. This one comes from Jay Horton. Why is Salty Sam so salty?
I don't know.
It's a great question.
I don't know.
Origin,
I'm not-
name, origin story?
I think we already
Um,
went over it though last, didn't we?
Yeah. I mean, people ask me why I name myself that all the time. And honestly, it's just alliteration. It rhymes. It's simple. It uses my name.
I like it.
I used to be a lot more angry of a person in video games.
There it is.
There it
And it-
is.
It started a long time ago, but I used to be like raging the fuck out all the time.
I can't imagine that at
Yeah.
all.
Because you're so chill and laid back. Can we get some PJ Salt in chat, please?
Maybe,
Every
Make it
time Salty like he like has to do his little quiet yell thing. When we go to the LAN or when you come to the LAN party, I want to hear you yelling. If
yes.
something makes you mad, I want you to be like, "Fuck!"
Half the time, like a lot of people don't realize this, but this key on the inside of my mouse is my mute button too. I programmed it as the same hotkey. So a lot of times, if I'm at home and it's not late, and I'm playing games and I'm screaming, my mic's just muted because this mutes noise gator. It doesn't mute like Discord or anything like that. This mutes noise gator.
Okay.
And it's just like a simultaneous button, so it's only muted when I press it.
Okay.
Amazing.
And even if you don't mean to press it, the rage and you tensing up your hand on your mouse subconsciously just mutes it for you.
Smart man.
All right, our last question. This one comes from Lava Lover 1. Favorite game? Question mark.
Don't say that.
Salty, you're first.
And I don't. I am really linear in my gameplay. I very rarely go back and play anything, except for like nostalgic games like Super Mario World and stuff like that. That would probably be up there as far as I played that game for like 10 years of my life.
Yeah. Sounds like a good one.
Love that game.
That's probably it. Super Mario World. But everybody knows it's whatever game I'm stuck on.
Yep. Whatever game is currently floating in the IV bag.
Altus Life came first, then King of the Hill, then Battlefield, then 7 Days to Die, Reign of Kings, and Ark.
I never
Ideal
knew
just-
you played Altus Life. What did you?
That's
Did you
how
just
I
go?
met all these fools.
What did you do? Was you a cop or?
I did everything.
Oh,
Grind
played that game like
master.
80 hours a week.
I was a cop. I was a dick.
Yes, you
I
were.
can confirm.
When I started with GSN's Altus Life server, I was actually joining the server a week before it actually launched. They were still testing it when they were building it.
I remember that. Hashtag fuck Altus.
Hashtag good times. Hashtag the worst times.
I wouldn't fucking be here if it wasn't for it. So
True story.
I've got no beef.
True story.
Very good. All right, Speed. Favorite game?
I honestly,
No, favorite game.
I don't have a favorite
No!
game.
I knew it.
My
I
Little
play
Pony
everything.
3D.
I don't have.
Okay, Shower with Your Dad Simulator. Okay, Mr. 42.
Star Wars Galaxies.
Okay, Speed, I will give you a chance to redeem yourself.
I don't know. I don't have a favorite game. I play everything. You can't make me choose.
Just say Duck Hunt.
What game in the last 2 years has been
From
your
the South, I
favorite?
go duck hunting.
What game from the
Bells.
last 2 years has been your favorite?
I would have to say Arma would have been my favorite because it's the one I put the most hours into.
Okay,
There you go.
I will
That's
accept
good.
that. Bad Robot.
I've had all this time to think and I'm coming up empty. Let's just say BioShock Infinite
Very good.
had the most crazy effect on me
Okay.
emotionally.
I'm gonna go with Rocket League, just because it's Rocket League and it's part of my heart. All right, that is it for the question and answer, and that is also it for episode 2 of Crocs and Hot Pockets. Real quick before we wrap the show up, we're gonna go around the room, give everybody a chance to say their social media information in case you guys want to drop them a follow. So, Mr. 42, who are you? Where can we find you? And if you have any events coming up, any gaming events, any streams, feel free to tell us about them.
No streams because I'm done streaming. And you can just find me on Twitter at Mr42TV and on the GSN forums, on Discord, and that's pretty much it.
In my head, I said Salty Sam, and then you started speaking. I'm like, why did he speak for Salty?
I told you, don't drink.
It's not the alcohol, okay? It's the fucking fried chicken I had for dinner. Jesus.
Food coma.
Salty Sam.
I am Salty Sam. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, Beam, the Salty Sam. In case anybody does Beam,
You are a great beamer, by the way.
Nobody fucking beams ever that I
No.
know.
What is
That I
being-
actually know.
Move to Snapchat. Then I can see all your shit.
Yeah.
Do
No.
Do
I
it.
know. I have
Do it.
Snapchat and I never use it. Anyway, GSN forums, GSN Discord, occasionally playing in other people's streams, and hashtag GSN LAN Party 2016.
Yes.
Yeah.
Speed Beam is a video sharing social media app where the gist of it is you're supposed to cover the proximity sensor on your phone. It records 7 seconds of video and immediately uploads it. So you can't see what you're recording. You can't edit it afterwards. You just record and then it uploads. So it's
Well, and the main point of it is that you can see what's out there with your own eyes and still share it without fucking being that asshole with your phone in front of your face at a wedding or something like that.
Yep. So it's an alternate idea for video file sharing that actually just recently came to Android. It's been on iOS for a while, and it's a super interesting app, but it just hasn't caught on as much as I'd hope it would. But it's still super fun. But Speed, go ahead and announce yourself.
I'm Speed Demon, and I don't do social media. Never caught on to me. I just everybody's like, oh, Facebook. I said, the thing I did was MySpace, long ass time ago, and then that died. So I was like, fuck it. But you can usually find me in the Discord and the forums. So.
Yo, if MySpace was still a thing, would I be in your top 8?
Number 1, baby.
Ooh. Nice save. All right. Bad Robot.
Hi guys, or bye guys. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at the Bad Robots, twitch.tv/the Bad Robot. You can find me streaming on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. It's gonna be finishing up the Fallout 4 DLC. Going to be start playing Mass Effect and maybe Dishonored and some other games. So
very cool. All right.
Stop by if you want.
My name is Knackers. You guys can follow me on Twitter, NAACKERS. You can also find me on Twitch at Knackers TV. I will be streaming this upcoming Tuesday. If I can't get Dead Space 2 to work, I'm probably just going to start on Uncharted 2 since I just got finished with the first one, and then I will be streaming again on Saturday, probably finishing Uncharted 2. We don't have another couch stream for another month. It is going to be a month from yesterday. I'll always post it on Twitter when that is going live. Robot has an Xbox 360.
Red Dead Redemption also going to be streaming.
Oh, all right. Awesome. And then other than that, Crocs and Hot Pockets episode 3 will not be back for another 2 weeks. You will see a lot of your familiar faces here back in 2 weeks. That is going to be Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bring your beers, bring your questions, and bring the laughs. We're going to be back here in 2 weeks. So thank you for stopping by and hanging out with us today. It was a very good time. I'm having such a good time with the show, and I'm glad that I'm able to share it with you, the fellow guests, and you guys, the chat. So I appreciate you stopping by. Been very fun. Episode 3 will be in 2 weeks. And until then, we will see you next time. Everybody say bye. Bye.